Hello, my name is Heather Lee Cameron. I'm 29 years old. I'm going to be 30 on November 23rd. And I've had an epiphany. Since I was about 20, since late 2007, I've been playing orgs. Orgs are online reality game. They're as close to Survivor, Big Brother, or Amazing Race as anyone can get. Because the application process is relatively simple, and I've been cast for a lot of orgs. I've been playing for 10 years. I've played 108 orgs. I've never won. But I've sure given it my all, and I've developed socially, emotionally, mentally, even physically in those 10 years. But as I've grown, I've also noticed that I'm an easy target for mockery, for shame, for emotional beatings, simply because I'm a little bit different. And I remind people of that because they seem to forget that I'm emotionally different, that I'm intellectually different. And I sometimes have trouble with communications which lead me to say things that I don't really mean, or say things that may sound terrible to people or politically incorrect, or things that just a normal person wouldn't say because they understand fully what they say. I don't understand everything that I say, and sometimes I speak before I really process what I'm saying. And so I get into trouble a lot. And I get teased for what I say and do at orgs a lot. And it's very unfortunate because orgs are supposed to be a place of safety. They're supposed to be a place of peace. They're supposed to be a place where people can come and really live out their dream of being in a reality game that they might never get to do in real life, simply because the casting process for real life orgs is very difficult, and it seems that only skinny yuppies are cast, and it's just cookie cutter casting, and it's depressing, and I wish that they would put more orgers into the real shows. Because orgs can become very depressing, because with orgs comes a lot of online bullying. And we all know, if we've read the news and watched the news and seen the news on the internet, we all know the devastating consequences that online bullying can have. People make friends and they lose them. And their lives can be damaged by online bullying, and it's terrible. I personally got nonverbal learning disorder and ADHD. So I struggle with trust and communication, and online games are somewhat difficult for me because I don't deal well with not being able to see people's face and pick up on the nonverbal cues, because it's just basically typing in messages and you can't tell the tone of a person's voice or what the intent behind what they're saying, or the emotions, simply by typing. I have to see the voice, I have to see the face, I have to hear the tone of voice to properly interpret it, where some people may not. I make a lot of mistakes, and people scream at me when I make the mistakes instead of explaining what I did wrong, despite me telling them that I have this disability, I need a little more tender, loving care. When it comes to my communication difficulties, people don't choose to understand, and I get a great deal of mockery over this, and I put up with this for many, many years. Now, I started playing orgs because it was an escape from the real world. I had a very harsh growing up due to an abusive alcoholic dad, and I would spend a lot of time on the computer simply to escape the pain of real life, and I was very grateful for the fact that I had that escape. I have to mention one person in particular who truly made life a lot easier, and his name is Sandy Eddie Pomales. I've known the dude for 10 years, and he is a saint among saints. He's been my friend for that long. He's helped me through many difficult times. And he's been like family to me. Because my own family suffered so much, but thankfully my life is better now. That abuser is now dead, and my family's doing a lot better. And I'm really coming to not need to rely on orgs so much just to get through life. I'm finding real life easier to deal with. And yet people beg me to come play orgs on 10Gaged or Facebook or wherever. But the real reason they do is to make fun of me. And I've been told that I was cast for a game called T-Big Brother 2 simply because the host wanted to publicly mock me. People have resorted to casting me for games because they want to make fun of me. And I did host an org called Survive the House for 10 seasons, but it turned into a disaster because more and more people signed up simply because they wanted to mock me. And it's just a plethora of online bullying that really doesn't make any sense to me to have it in my life. It doesn't make any sense why I allow it. It doesn't make any sense as to why I keep it in my life. And I have just recently blocked so many people from my Facebook just simply because it's a toxic environment. Orgs are becoming toxic when they were once fun. And I'm just really not motivated to want to play anymore simply because people just invite me to play just to make fun of me. And I'm not a target. I'm not painting myself as a target anymore. I'm very aware that I'm not liked by many people. But I know there are other people who love and care about me, people I can see face to face. Orgs are basically chatting with people online, and you cannot always see the people you're chatting with, so how do you know they're real? They're basically fake. They put on fake personas in order to look brave and cool when they're really just shells and delicate individuals who don't have any gumption or aspirations to succeed in real life. There is so much more to life than playing online games and hiding behind an online personality that bullies others and does whatever they can to make themselves look powerful online when they're just really socially weak individuals. And it's just horrible. I mean, I was retired on November 13th, 2017. That was 3 days ago. In that 3 days, I've really just been bombarded with hateful messages in my YouTube, in my Facebook messages, and in my personal artist page. I'm not going to go off Facebook simply because of these bullies, but people are going to be added to my block list. I mean, I was friends with this girl named Sherilyn about a year ago, and she has since lined up people to attack me personally and send me hate-filled messages through my artist page. And she's told Joshua Felix to send this other kid I used to be friends with that we're no longer friends. He's sending me hateful things. He recorded me online talking about something and asked me a question and completely set me up for mocking. So I am simply no longer going to put up with being a doormat for these crazy people who have no lives but the ones they make up online. I've had people message me saying I'm a disgusting virgin waste of space and that I'm a waste of humanity. Well, screw you. I know I'm valuable. You're just a pathetic online presence who has no real influence in the real world and has no desire to explore anything outside of your computer. And I've been called a muffin-looking bee with an itch. I've been called uneducated, and that I love eating as my activity. I've been called fake. I've been called every swear word in the book. And there are a lot of swear words in that book. And people copy my posts and mock them, and I've left some groups because of it, and I've stopped talking to some people because of it. And it's like, really, grow up. I'm almost 30. I don't have to take your crap anymore. I refuse to give you power over me. And I'm going to say it. It's going to stop. And people are still messaging me, will you come play my game? And it's like, why don't you see what's going on around you, right? And they say, yeah, I do. And I'm like, if you see that I'm being mocked still, if you see that my posts are being copied, if you see all the disparaging things that are going on because of these online bullies, why aren't you speaking up in my defense? And this very, very good person named Cody Akatz said, obviously not personal experience, of course he's never been mocked in his life, dear boy. Well, if it happens, well, you'll know my pain, but I have better things to do than suffer from online bullies. And he said, is it really going to matter if I defend you when so many others are mocking you? Of course it matters, you idiot. It matters. In a world full of voices that are mocking, even one supportive voice can give people hope and motivation to remain in the environment. I don't want to remain in the org environment. I'm perfectly happy outside of orgs. I don't need to re-enter that environment. I don't know if it will be permanent, but for the moment, I'm happy outside of the org environment, and no, I don't want to play games. There's so much more to life than playing games. I've got real people who care about me. I don't need to try and suck up to online personalities who may not even be real and who are so desperate for attention and laugh that they'll make fun of someone with a disability who has a very active social life outside of orgs. Honestly, grow the fetch up. Why don't you invest more time in your real life instead of actually trying to tear down my online life? I mean, it's part of my life, but it's not my full life. Maybe you should learn the same concept. There is more to life than being on the internet. And there's more to my personality, there's more to my self-worth than what you are trying to take away, you stupid pricks. Anyway, it's been lovely chatting with you. See you later.